What?
Do not push the fucking door off.
Oh, so you're going to swear now, yeah?
No, you just tried to slam my arm on that door.
I tried to close it.
You tried to slam my arm was still in the door.
I tried to close the door. You get away.
Welcome to Noxium, where police power meets public accountability.
This episode is brought to us by Coley Burks. Be sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor Coley is standing outside the rear entrance of a police station, lawfully filming vehicles as they enter and exit, when he is confronted by an officer who appears completely out of his depth and quickly spirals out of control. What begins as a straightforward conversation soon escalates into a shocking display of policing. The officer starts citing non-existent laws, uses profanity while on duty, and eventually slams Coley to the ground. Coley responds the proper way, by taking legal action against both the officer and the force, resulting in a costly payout that exposes just how badly this officer failed in his duties. Before we get into today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to T and Stuart for supporting my work by joining RTA Extra. In a time when our freedoms are constantly under pressure and authority seems to be pushing harder than ever, it's more important than ever that we stand together. By joining RTA Extra...
Oh, I'm just making a video.
Of what? Sorry. Because filming our backyard, obviously we have concerns.
Are you filming me?
I am, yes. So,
could you let me know before you start filming me, please?
Yeah, no, I want to deal with this first because this is more pressing.
Deal with what?
The fact that you're filming a backyard, you're filming police officers going in and out of the building.
Why would that be a problem?
Because you understand there's a terror threat. This is what people do. They film, they make video.
No, they don't.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you that people film.
Based on what data, facts, statistics? Just pull it out the air. No, you're telling me, but you're not, there's no basis for your argument.
That people do what's called hostile reconnaissance.
Okay, do you think this is hostile reconnaissance?
Are you going to actually listen?
I don't want to listen because you're talking rubbish, bro. This is not, terrorists do not film back gates of police stations.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Name me one example.
There was
Go on.
This case of the White City police station. He had loads of videos of the police station and he was stopped just before he attacked.
The officer attempts to sound authoritative by accusing Coley of conducting hostile reconnaissance, claiming he is filming the rear gate of a police station for malicious purposes. However, when pressed to provide an example, the only case he can point to is the 2014 White City terror plot. In that incident, 2 men were caught carrying out genuine reconnaissance, secretly filming police officers and critical infrastructure as part of a planned terrorist attack involving firearms and explosives. Their intent was clear, supported by evidence of active planning and materials linked to the proposed attack. Coley, by contrast, is standing on a public street, openly filming with no effort whatsoever to hide his actions. The White City case involved covert terrorist surveillance. What Coley is doing is simply public filming and accountability.
Well, I believe it.
Could you identify yourself, please?
What's all this? What are you filming the police station for is what I'm asking.
I asked you to identify it first, please. What does this mean? What if I can't
I've got a name badge, I've got shoulder numbers.
Okay, when a member of the public asks
anyway, I'm asking you a question. Why are you filming?
We're going down this authoritarian route, are we? I don't need to answer any questions. How about that?
Section 55.
Section 55, is it?
Right, you're going to be searched on Section 55 of the Terrorism Act. I'm PC Beach from Barkingside Police Station. You're entitled to a copy of the search. You're detained for the purpose of the search.
Okay. You're not going to cuff me, are you?
No.
Can I keep this in my hand?
Relax.
You lot calm down. What are the grounds for the search? What are you expected to find?
I said I'm not going to put you in cuffs. I'll put you under.
What is Section 55? What is Section 55?
The Terrorism Act. It allows us to search.
It doesn't exist.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Right. Okay.
Alright, you're going to be sued. Crack on, mate.
Right.
Get your hand off me. Why are you putting me to the floor? Why are you putting me to the floor? Yo, Jill, get off. Why are you putting me to the ground?
Because you're continuing to pull against me and you're being
grabbed me for no reason. Yeah. You grabbed me for no reason.
This moment stands as one of the most shocking displays of sheer incompetence ever captured on camera. The officer continues pressing Coley for answers, and when he fails to receive the response he wants, suddenly declares that Coley is being detained for a search under Section 55 of the Terrorism Act. The problem is simple and undeniable. There is no Section 55 that grants police the power to detain or search anyone in these circumstances. It is entirely fabricated. The officer has either completely misunderstood the legislation or invented a non-existent section on the spot to justify abusing his authority. When Coley understandably resists, he is forced to the ground and placed in handcuffs. Every police officer is trained to know and understand the powers they rely upon. This officer did not merely make a mistake. He unlawfully deprived Coley of his liberty and violated his rights under Article 5 of the Human Rights Act, which protects individuals from unlawful detention.
How are you people, man?
No.
Relax.
Get off me! Get off! Relax. Get off! Get off! Section 55 doesn't even exist. Get off!
No. Look, well, as soon as the cuffs are on, you can stand up. Just relax, all right?
It was very simple. You were just asked why you were filming a police station.
Please.
Thank you.
Right, put this right. He's acting unreasonable now.
It's not.
Okay.
It's
absolutely unreasonable.
I asked you a question. You didn't answer him.
I don't have to
continue to
answer.
call and fight
I don't
against
have
me.
to answer.
Question, isn't it?
Beach, I don't have to answer. Do you not get that?
I'm going to continue to search you here. It's
Right,
fine.
whilst I'm on the floor. At least let me stand up. Section 55 doesn't even exist. You just made it up.
Section 55 of the Terrorism Act.
Section 55 doesn't exist. Get me out of class. I'm not.
Relax.
He was trying to search you and you was...
You have no grounds to search me. Section 55 don't exist.
Stand by.
What grounds?
Stand by.
So you just made up a law and you just tackled me to the floor for doing illegal activity. That's what's just happened. My coat is ripped. I'm in cuffs. What is Section 55? What is Section 55?
This moment is equally damning and reveals even more about the culture of silence that can exist within the force. Coley repeatedly states the obvious. Section 55 does not exist. The officer has cited a law that simply isn't real, and Coley is absolutely correct. Yet despite this, not a single officer present steps forward to challenge or correct their colleague. Instead, they stand by and watch as an unlawful detention unfolds in real time. That is perhaps the most troubling element of all, the complicity. Even if one officer genuinely misunderstood the law and believed Section 55 provided a power of detention, it is highly unlikely that everyone there shared that same misunderstanding. At least one officer in that group would have known the claim was incorrect. The fact that no one intervened highlights a deeper problem with accountability in situations like this. Rather than prioritizing the law they swore to uphold, they appear more concerned with protecting one another's image, while the violation continues unchecked.
State of you, man. You're a complete mess. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Why would I do what?
Why would you just
you
do
were filming
what
in
you
the
just did?
backyard of a police station. I've asked you questions
I don't need to
about
answer your
and
question.
you're not
I don't
answering
need to
it.
answer.
So then I decided to search you. When I'm searching you, you've decided to resist. So I've used force in order to.
Yes, I will resist. Of course,
I'm
I'll resist.
explaining. If you want to listen, you can listen.
But you're gonna
Because you want this for your camera and everything, don't you?
Yeah, so take me out of cuffs so you can explain and then maybe people
At
can
the moment,
hear
you're
your
still
point.
detained.
For what? What else are you searching for? I don't understand. You haven't even searched the bag. Why have you not searched the bag?
Search your bag.
Yeah, this place, hella corrupt. You know that. This
Right, what I will correct is it is section 44, not 55. I did get the wrong section.
That's wrong as well. Try the third time. Let's see if you get third time lucky. This 43 is the one you're looking for. It's too late now. Too late now.
It don't matter, mate.
Yeah, no, it does matter, mate. No, it does matter, mate. It does matter, mate. It does matter, mate. Yeah. You can just make it up on the spot. It does matter. Of course it matters.
Who cares?
But what do you mean, who cares?
We're
It
searching
matters.
now because we suspect you've been
Yeah, you
terrorist.
suspect I'm a terrorist.
Shut up and
You
listen.
shut up, you slap it. Yeah, slap it. Shut up, man.
After several minutes of Coley repeatedly pointing out that Section 55 does not exist, the detaining officer eventually attempts to correct himself, claiming he actually meant Section 44. But that explanation only makes the situation worse. Section 44 of the Terrorism Act was repealed in 2011 after the European Court of Human Rights ruled it unlawful, because it allowed police to conduct searches without reasonable suspicion. The correct authority would have been Section 43, which requires an officer to have clear and reasonable grounds to suspect that someone is genuinely involved in terrorism. Then, just when it seems the situation could not deteriorate further, another officer steps in and dismisses the entire issue by saying it doesn't matter. According to him, Coley is being searched under the Terrorism Act, and that's the end of it, even telling him to shut up. That response is not just unprofessional, it demonstrates a complete disregard for the rule of law. It reflects a troubling mindset where legality becomes irrelevant and simply invoking the word terrorism is treated as justification for anything.
Idiot. Yeah, it's a great one. You're out here misusing legislation, searching me under legislation that don't exist. It's a great one. Section 43 don't require me to give no details.
44.
Yeah, 44 don't exist anymore. It was repealed in 2011.
So you're refusing to give
Yes, I'm refusing, yeah.
That's you, yeah?
Is it? Let's see the photo.
I'll show you. I'm not going to show you. No. Get off away from me then. Who are you talking to, mate?
Who you talking to?
Yeah?
What?
Do you know what I mean? Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Hey, don't stop, mate. I'm talking to my
what, 'cause
colleague.
I'm in cuffs and there's 4 of you.
Huh? What are you
you're
going to
so
do?
bad?
What are you going to do about cuffs?
I'm not gonna act aggressive, am I? I was acting aggressive because you touched me first. I was defending myself. Okay, so you
That's
can
fine.
take me out
I'm
of cuffs.
No, I'm not. And that's no worries. I'll have to write something to explain why I've kept you in cuffs. So, and I'll do
You're
that.
gonna be sued for this, man. Don't worry about it.
I'll be sued. No problem.
You are gonna be made to account. I promise you.
Okay, that's no problem.
I'm already suing
Like
Sergeant. I'm
like
already
I
suing
said,
someone for state
I'll
use.
have to do notes after this to explain it, and I'll justify it, and I'll account for it, as you said in
You'll
your
have to justify
words.
it to a judge as well. It won't be you though.
It won't be
It'll be your
judge, will it?
solicitors.
That's not be silly.
No, you will, because it's gonna go to the county court.
When Coley warns the officer that he will be sued for detaining someone under a law that does not even exist, the officer shows no concern and makes no attempt to deny it. Instead, he simply shrugs and replies, "That's fine. I'll be sued, no problem." That level of confidence while openly acknowledging an unlawful act is staggering. It reveals just how comfortable some officers have become operating outside the boundaries of the law, believing the system will protect them far more than it protects the public. Then he makes matters even worse. He casually adds, "I'll justify it in my notes." When Coley points out that the incident could end up before a judge, the officer arrogantly dismisses the idea, replying, "It won't be seen by a judge, don't be silly." In that moment, he genuinely believes the matter will never leave the station, that paperwork alone will bury the incident and prevent any real scrutiny. But this time, that assumption proved completely wrong.
There we go. Right, like I explained, you're entitled to a copy of the search.
Yeah, let me get
If
that.
you go to the police station,
No, right, can you write out
we
for
do
me?
it
Can you
electronically.
write out for me? Could you identify yourself, please? Why not?
You've been searched on the terrorism, don't have to.
You don't have to under terrorism legislation.
I'll do it from it's 235
So why have you released me if I'm a terrorist?
You deal with them officers there, mate. Alright?
Just go, what are you saying about what you're going to do and this and that? Why are you acting like a thug? So yes, it was section 55.
Section 44.
No, so you said 55, 44.
55 to begin with, and I corrected myself.
Okay,
I'm human, I can forget
alright,
things.
fair enough. So what's it, 44, yeah?
Yeah.
So you corrected it from 55 to what?
44 is what I believe is the right section.
I just wanted to make sure you wrote down section 44.
I haven't written down section 44 on there.
Okay.
The code on there is for the terrorism acts, and that's what I put in there. But, like, I've said it all over my camera, your camera, everything, that I believe I got it wrong to begin with. That's 55.
You can't afford to get things wrong, though. You can't afford to get. No, of course, no, you can't. No, but listen, you're dealing with people's rights. You're dealing with legislation and crime.
I believe it's
You can't afford to make mistakes like this.
This moment is honestly jaw-dropping. After everything that has already happened, the fabricated law, the forceful takedown and the handcuffs, the officer casually admits, "I got it wrong to begin with as 55, and then attempts to brush it aside by adding, "I'm human." That isn't humility, that's damage control. This wasn't a minor slip or a small technical error. It was the complete invention of a legal power that resulted in someone being physically detained and assaulted. What it truly reveals is a mindset that treats policing like trial and error, as though people's rights are something that can simply be guessed at and corrected later. But the law does not operate that way. Accountability exists precisely because officers are not supposed to guess. They are trained and entrusted with powers capable of stripping a person of their liberty. And with those powers comes the responsibility to know exactly what authority you are using and why.
You're just going to shout abuse.
I want to hear,
I'm going to go.
Go on, I want to hear what you want to say. Yeah, go on, go on.
I'm human. I thought it was 55. Now I believe it's 44. And I corrected it.
You're dismissed, go away. You're a joker, you're a clown. 3136, Tango 3136. Don't forget this guy's face.
3136 Tango. My warrant. Mate, don't put it in
No.
My warrant
Jog on
number's the
Muppet.
bottom
Go on,
there.
you dismiss Muppet, man. Go away, man.
Whoa.
Muppet. What?
Do not push the door on.
Oh, so you're going to swear now, yeah?
No, you just tried to slam my arm in that door.
I tried to close the door.
You tried to slam my arm was still in the door.
I tried to close the door. You get away. You get away. You just took me to the
You
ground.
want to be arrested for assault.
How was that
Slam
assault?
that with my
No, I
arm in
didn't
the
slam
door.
it. I just moved it as I was walking by.
Look, you know what? Go away before you get yourself in more trouble.
Muppet.
The ending is chaotic, but it clearly shows how both sides briefly lost their composure. Coley should not have pushed the door toward the officer, there's no question about that. However, the officer's reaction, swearing and completely losing control, was equally unacceptable. A police officer's responsibility is to de-escalate situations, not retaliate emotionally. In Coley's update, he later revealed that he filed a civil claim and ultimately settled for £1,500, a payout that quietly confirms the police understood they were in the wrong. It may not sound like a huge amount, but it carries significance. It represents an official acknowledgement that the detention and treatment were not lawful. These settlements are not simply cash handouts, they carry consequences. Each one creates a documented record within the force, a reminder that incompetence and the invention of fake legal powers damage reputations, cost money, and erode public trust. This entire encounter descended into chaos almost from the moment it began. An officer spotted a camera, panicked, and immediately started shouting about terrorism and Section 55, a law that does not even exist. Instead of thinking, he reacted. Instead of asking questions, he used force. Coley was not a threat, he was simply filming. But once the officer allowed emotion to take over, professionalism disappeared. What makes the situation worse is that no one stepped in to stop it. Other officers stood by as their colleague detained someone under a completely fabricated section of the Terrorism Act and slammed him to the ground. That silence reveals the deeper problem, the culture surrounding incidents like this. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue my independent coverage. Also, be sure to check out Coley Burks. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some support. Thanks for watching.